All right, everybody, welcome to Portfolio Blend. Today is Wednesday, I think, and it is 10 a.m. We are in the year 2020, and we are in a whole different way of life and reality. I want to welcome all of you guys who are joining us from all over the place into our little virtual blended environment. This session is being recorded for the classmates who can't make it, or for anybody who just kind of wants to join in and see what we are up to in Portfolio this month. Today is just going to be probably a lot shorter than our initial meeting on Monday, because what we did then was just a quick sort of hello and check-in with where everybody is, but also there were a few projects that were pitched that you all, as portfolio students, will support this month in varying capacities. So just by a comment in the chat area, who here was not present in the session on Monday? So if you were not here on Monday, would you just comment in the chat area? Because I don't want to go over a ton of stuff if there's nobody new. So Greg is new.
Welcome, Greg. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Greg. So this month we had a few projects that were pitched. I'll go ahead and see if I can't pull up what we did. I will go grab that Google link. All right. Link coming in the chat area. So if you weren't here on Monday, I guess that means Greg, there are 6 different projects that we have running this month. And this is the opportunity for you to come in and virtually support and collaborate with your classmates in some of these areas. I sent you the link so you can have that and insert your name where it feels best placed. But what I'm going to do is invite each of the project managers who are Kevin, Jamel, Lindsay, Yebby, Shika, and Colton to give us a quick update on your project, and then extend the invitation to those people who are in your group and whoever else you might want to get involved. And so what I'd like to hear from you today is a clear articulation of what your project is and how people can plug in. I know that Kevin is prepared for this right now because we've been working together a little bit on his collaborative imagery project. And so not to put you on the spot, Kevin, but I know you're ready to go. So would you mind going first today, and you can share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Let's see, go ahead and do that. Share. Go. Good?
Yep.
All right, let's see. I just threw together just like a little quick presentation about everything. Let's see here. Just a quick rundown. It's just a haiku photography group. It's kind of transformed a little bit into like a mixed medium project. In terms of, we have like a website that we're planning to use. And we're also planning on having like multiple people come in to write and to post pictures. Moving forward, the directive is, this project is a creative examination of where we are personally, professionally, emotionally, and geographically during these uncertain times. Just in a more simple way, it's a way for creatives and anybody to come onto this platform and express what their current emotion is, or basically one of the four through a haiku and a picture. And the goals of this basically is just to ease the burden of social distancing, to gather in creative expression, and to create connection during a very disconnected time. Um, Me and Emily have been really sitting down a lot and just discussing about what we want the end product of this project to be. And after a lot of time and consideration, I felt like this was really relevant. And basically just a week by week breakdown. First week, we just kind of want like a style guide created. We want the skeleton of the week, the website to be done. And then another thing for my team too that we're going to incorporate now is personal statements for each team member. This is a way to give clear direction for themselves, as this is a very self-discovering project. It isn't, I don't want to contain or limit people to one thing. So our group members will have the ability to make these statements as a way to know what they're doing moving forward. And then week 2, we get all the teamwork uploaded, and then we just continuously add to the website with all their work, their haikus, and other things like that. Week 3, that's when I would like the site to be launched. I was thinking about a potential logo that's really simple, that would help spotlight the work rather than take away from it. And then again, just continuing to solicit, submissions. And then the last week, that's when we really start promoting a lot on social media. I plan on outreaching before, but this is when we really, plan to get it out there and promote it. That hey, this is our end product. And then just presenting it, of course, to port, and then again just continuing to submit any sort of media to it, or the photography and haikus. And that's pretty much it. So I'd love to hear any feedback from anybody. I saw somebody put something in the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the basic rundown of this project and what's going to be happening over the next 4 weeks.
All right, thanks, Kevin. I just want to open this up to everybody in the group to say, what questions do you have about this? What seems clear or unclear? If you were going to contribute to this effort by creating, a mixed media contribution in the form of an image paired with a haiku, do you understand kind of the shape that this is going to take? Feel free just to comment in the chat area that like it is crystal clear and you know exactly what Kevin's doing, or that you have questions about it. Cool, thanks, Colton. Great, okay. It's like talking into the abyss sometime. Okay. Thank you, Kevin, for putting this together. The project kind of continues to take shape and evolve as, as the participants are, collaborating, and as you guys are, riffing on the original idea to make it something that is complete and all yours. Like I am personally excited to be a part of this project too, and think that it's a really cool opportunity to have people be able to express things that they're thinking and feeling during, our social distancing, or during, the quarantine time right now. Just kind of as a general heads up, a post will be made in the Facebook page, the We Are MCBS Facebook page, if you want to contribute to this. If you're not in the group, but you want to contribute to it. I know that Kevin's also going to like blast some things out on social media too about how you can get involved. we're gonna, this is something that Kevin and I talked about yesterday when we had a quick meeting, was that we're going to circle back with this team at some point today to make sure that we've had everything complete and that everybody feels involved and knows what's going on and knows how to contribute. And then once we have that collective buy-in from our team, then that's when we're going to send out the invitation or the invitations for other people to contribute or participate in the ways that they'd like.
Yep.
All right, so is Jamel in the house? Jamel, where are you at? I don't think Jamel is here. Okay, well, that's all right, because I'm going to call on Eleni, if you're in the house, to speak on behalf of this project. Are you here?
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect. I know
I'm
that
here.
you've been meeting with Jamel, so can you give us an update?
Yeah, so basically what we're going to do is we have categories for each week, and let me pull them up real quick.
Would you mind just giving an overall statement as to what the project is so that Greg can get up to speed, and also anybody who's listening to this recording will know what we're talking about?
Yeah, so it's going to be a digital tapestry using Photoshop and Illustrator, like whatever one you prefer. And basically we're going to have 1 or 2 topics per week, and then everyone in the group has their own way of like creating. So for example, if MCBS was a topic, everyone would have to do something that involves MCBS, whether it be like letters or what it means to you, and then create a visual for that. And we have different deliverables each week for like different topics. So everything, you know, that you're creating is going to be like, everyone has the same topic, but basically, you know, we're just creating it in our own way. And then we're going to put it all together in a digital tapestry for people to see.
What is the final sort of product? You're getting all of these individual contributions, but sort of where will it be housed? And, you know, like a tapestry is like all of these little things that are sewn together to create one larger statement. How is this, like, what's that going to look like?
So originally we were thinking website, but now I know he was talking about maybe making it the Facebook banner, or that was could be a possibility. So right now leaning towards like Facebook, or, you know, could be a website. So
okay. Portfolio faculty, what other kinds of questions or points of clarification do you guys need on this, or anybody have any questions for the Digital Tapestry Group? I love this name, by the way.
I'm just excited to see them get going.
Me too.
Cool. So,
me too. What is your theme for this? What's your theme for this week?
This week we have MCBS and growth.
Okay. And are there any kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like dimensional requirements, like you want everybody to submit in, you know, that it needs to be this big by this big, so that when you piece it all together, they fit together like puzzle pieces? Right. Or is it like, you know, what if someone is like submitting something that looks like this and someone else is submitting something like this? Do you have a plan for how you're going to do all that?
No, we haven't talked about that, but that's a really good point, so I'll bring that up.
Okay. Maybe in your breakout today with them,
I
might encourage you to think about standardizing what you're requesting from people, so that, like, you know, that you're getting things in the same resolution or the same color profiles, that sort of thing, making sure that everybody is like knowing that they're doing their artwork in RGB, and that it needs to be at least 800 by 600 or whatever it is that you determine that would work best for ultimately what it is you want to create.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for this group? Greg says he's got it. All righty.
Greg, are you jumping in on that one? Is that the group that you're choosing? Shrey says he's got it. So.
Yeah, Brittany, I chose that one, and I think let's do something in design, and that's what I'm interested in. But,
Cool. I like it. Oh, your audio's a lot better today, Shrey. That's great. And so Greg's going to be on the blog team. Okay.
The blog
Or the
group.
vlog group. Cool.
Okay, so
Sounds good.
Lindsay, holler at us about the blog group.
Hello. Good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hi. All right. So this one is pretty simple and self-explanatory, but we're just doing a collaborative vlog with the people who want to join in. So the idea, there were a few people whose numbers I didn't have yet that joined like after the fact. So hopefully like today we can all video call or something like that. But yeah, so if you join in my group like after the fact, just text me with your name so I know. Okay, but yeah, anyway, so I think what we're going to do is have like a different question, like Emily was saying, like every week, because I don't want too much footage or to have it like, it's not that I don't want too much footage, that's the wrong thing to say, but for the video to be too long, because usually people don't want to watch a video over like 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm thinking having like a different question each week and having at least like 15 minutes, have at least like 15 minutes of footage from each person to sift through. So we'll have like, you know, a couple weeks of that. I'm debating whether or not to do 3 weeks of filming, but the last week I know I'll be editing for the most part. But yeah, so some questions I came up with was just like highlight of your day and what's getting you through, and then like creative projects. But again, that's kind of like up in the air after we have our meeting and stuff. So yeah, that's what we got so far. But I want everyone to have like a lot of creative freedom, and like if they want to make it funny, you know. So yeah.
Cool. Also sort of the same encouragement to your group to think about like if you're asking for people to submit little like clips of video to you, you know, like are you asking them to like do vertical video? So that are you going to ask them to do this? But like where are you going to put this? Like, you know, like where are you going to, like if you were going to share it on Instagram, maybe you do want vertical video.
You're right.
Where is this going? Like, you know, are you going to clip this together so that it's like 1 minute of responses and that's where it's going to go? So just be thoughtful about and intentional about what you're asking people to submit, knowing like ultimately where you want to share it.
Okay, gotcha.
Right?
Like
of course you can like, you know, not do vertical video and put it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
But are more people going to see it in another platform? Just
yeah, probably not. I don't YouTube that much. I've started to a little recently, but yeah.
So
Sure.
just
Okay.
as a point of discussion, perhaps for your next breakout.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it's almost treating it almost like a Hall of Fame project where you have a limited time to get people's attention for this particular project. So kind of tailor the style of production and the deliverable, and really think about like, what will it take to get eyeballs on this? Is it really built for the MCBS Facebook group, or is it built for, you know, trying to get on each of your socials, or, you know, what's the best way for people to see it instead of just doing it so we can see it here in class at the end of the month, you know? So
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and that's always, you know, something that I'm hoping that you guys are thinking about, right? Which is that like the things that we do in class, it is a limiting self-belief to think that this is just an assignment, right? Or that this is just a, you know, something that you're doing for school, because anything that you engage in and put your time and your talent into has the capacity to live and breathe and have value beyond just this exact moment or the reason why you started the project. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Completely.
I would also give everybody in your group, you know, 5 or so questions that everybody is answering every single day. So if you're going to edit them together, at least maybe they're tying off of each other.
For sure. Okay. That sounds good.
And it looks like Jamel jumped in. Just what's up, Jamel? We did go through your project with Eleni, so that just a few kind of notes went out. So if you guys want to touch base after, so
All right, yeah, Lenny just texted me
cool,
about the advice Emily gave. I'm talking with her now about it.
cool.
Cool.
Yeah, good to have you, man.
Yeah. Thanks for making it in. Sorry you had that internet problem.
Yeah, they just called me to tell me that it's been resolved. So
Okay.
I'm here.
Good. Glad you can make it. Excited for your project.
Hey, I'm excited too.
Yep. All right. Can we hear from Yebi?
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing?
Good morning.
I'm gonna stay behind the camera today.
Quite all right.
know today's not my
No
morning,
worries.
It's
No
always an
worries.
opt-in. It's an opt-in experience for sure.
but okay. So I chose to do the podcast. I'm doing it with Greg, Avera, and Jamil, and basically, the topic that we kind of went with was the quarantine survival 2020. We don't have a name for the podcast. We're still working on it, but that's just like something that you can grasp the idea of what we're doing.
Okay.
So what we've decided is that Fridays will be the day that we do brainstorming moving forward, like for this, next week coming forward. Friday will be the day that we will brainstorm. Monday will be the day that we will record and edit, and then Wednesday we're going to put out a podcast. The podcast would be between 30 to 45 minutes long. And then the topics that we chose, it's like 3 categories because it's 3 of us. So, and we will rotate on the categories. The name of the first category is COVID-19 news, and that goes over the coronavirus, corona updates, general news, politics, keeping up with numbers around the world on the cases and things of that nature. The next category is quarantine, and that's basically dedicated to like IG trends, music, media, and Netflix, like what's getting us through this quarantine, what everybody's watching, and how we see things on IG that's just like taking over one day at a time, TikToks, things like that. And then the last thing is called Quarantine Essentials. And this is basically going over sports, fitness, positivity, tips and tools. The last time we talked, I remember Renee and Jamil like going over like the Lakers and what they're doing, like creative ways that they're engaging to keep up with, upcoming games that they have and things like that. So we just plan on using the platforms like YouTube, and resources like Premiere and what else? Sorry, I have it somewhere. But yeah. Well, yeah, so the skills needed that we need are like plan, research, edit, post production, writing scripts. Resources that we're using are YouTube, Zoom, Premiere, and Screencast. Yeah, so that's basically what we're doing.
I like the sound of all of this. Like just so that I can understand kind of what your like final goals are. Is it 3 completed podcasts?
So we're doing a podcast for each week we're in class.
Okay.
So every week on Wednesday, we're going to drop a link in the chat, I guess, and then you all can view it. And then coming back on Monday, you can give us feedback because it's going to be 30 to 45 minutes long. I don't expect everybody to watch it during class, but that following Monday, we can get feedback from the previous podcast.
Okay. Renee, as an audio individual, are there any questions or insights that you want to share with this group?
Or we could definitely share it in the MCBS Facebook group too. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, other than just following just basic best practices, try to get a little bit of a flow in terms of how you're going to record and what your levels are, and how you're going to post things for audio. There's a lot of really great tools built into all of these, Premiere, Audition, and even on the web app. I mean, the iOS app versions of the products So just try to use your best practices for signal levels and things like that. So, and yeah.
And I would say too, and this is just sort of a general word of caution, is that be careful in kind of like what you're saying or what you're reporting about like coronavirus and like relaying news, just because so much is happening so quickly that by the time this podcast gets out or like or hits people's ears, like if you're relaying information that's stale or old, that could be confusing. I might encourage you guys to stick to just your reaction to things that you're hearing rather than sort of resharing information from other sources.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't want to be responsible for anything that's not current.
Exactly. So, and the way that you do that is if you're on the day that you are recording, there is a bit of news or there is a statistic or something, you could say, today I heard this from this source. This is what I think and feel about it, not relaying it as if you are the source itself, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, because we also planned on, say if we found something, we wanted to like share the what is it, share your screen, add a video or like kind of like that. So no, I definitely understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So. Cool. That sounds great, guys. I'm excited to see what you put together. Next up, the group that we have is Shika. Talk to me, Shika, about the Adopt a Portfolio One Student Initiative.
Shika is one of the students that are having also Wi-Fi problems. So maybe I was hoping Jamel or let's see who else is in
Kalia.
Kalia might be able to give us some insight.
I'm not sure for our group project. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. We didn't set up a meeting or discuss the logistics and details of this group.
Okay.
So I guess we're waiting on Shika to. Well, I'm not even sure if she knew that this is going to be a full-fledged thing, because I think it was just me and one other person who opted in for this group. I'm not even sure if she's going through the project.
Yeah. So again, thank you, Jamel, for coming in and hopping on the mic for that one. And Shika might not have a full awareness just because Shika is a Portfolio One student. But just because there are only a couple of people, such as Kalia and yourself, who have opted in to assist, this project can continue to fly. There are a lot of different ways to refocus and the effort with the resources, time, talent that you guys have. So Jamel and Kalia, I know that you guys are both on the call. I would request that you guys get in touch with Shika and figure out what is possible for this, and report back to me or Roxanne, just your general plan to move forward. And if the plan is to not do the project at all, I know that Shika and Kalia will need you to decide which project instead that you want to work on. But what I would say is that this sounds really cool, and there's a lot of different ways to approach the initial like kernel of an idea about how can you share insight with a Portfolio One student that helps them understand both the invitation and the opportunity that they have in the upcoming 6 portfolio classes to work on projects that are meaningful personally and or professionally, and that can help bridge the gap between where they are now in their journey and where they want to be when they graduate. And so certainly that's a big conversation, and a lot of people have a lot of different thoughts about it. And just because there isn't a one-to-one buddy system whereby every Port One student is now being paired with somebody else, there's such a huge and active and engaged community in MCBS. And so I think leveraging the Facebook group and the friends and alumni that are there would be a way to get this kind of insight, would be a way that you could push forward with getting the information that you want, even if it doesn't initially come out in the package or the vision that maybe you originally conceptualized. So Jamel and Kalia, can you guys commit to me that you will circle back with Shika, and then once you guys have an answer for what this looks like or what it doesn't look like, where you intend to throw your support this month?
Yes, I can definitely get in contact with her and get some more information, and yeah, just figure this out.
Perfect.
I will get ahead of that now.
All right, thank you, Jamel.
No problem.
And last but not least, Colton, what you got for us?
Yeah, so basically my group is the social media group for anyone who doesn't know, or particularly Instagram. So we're going to be meeting once a week on Zoom, and we are going to be talking about strategies on Instagram, from day-to-day organic strategies to paid strategies to how to find the proper influencers. And basically, when we're going through all of these strategies, everyone's encouraged to ask questions, help each other, and teach each other certain tips and tricks that others may not know or that you may only know personally. But yeah, so we're planning on meeting every week. There's no really particular set deliverable that we've kind of thought about, but I think as long as everyone's participating and everyone comes in every week and gives feedback, helps each other, then it will definitely be beneficial.
Yeah. You know, I think just the general discussion and the specificity that you can get into conversation where people are like, this is my account, this is what I'm trying to do, will make for a really rich and valuable conversation for your groups.
Absolutely.
I would encourage you, Colton, to just be a good note taker during this time, because where you are providing insight and education to this small little focus group could also help inform any future course offerings that you want to do around Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, definitely
Okay.
It does.
Cool. Other faculty, any questions about this one?
No, sounds like you got a good handle on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really solid, and knowing what you've done with your own social media accounts. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with this group of students.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm excited to help everyone.
All right, so those are our check-ins. If you are in one of, well, it's not if you are in one of these groups, you are in one of these groups. And if you're not, then you need to go to the spreadsheet that was added in the chat area just a little bit ago, and make sure that you're signed up to one, because that's you're going to be held accountable to that group for the month. You will be virtually collaborating with them and to produce the end result that we've spoken about here today. You should have some way to get in touch with your project manager. They put their phone numbers into that document. So make sure that you're reaching out and to know where you can plug in and how you can contribute to the overall goals of each of these groups. I want to hand it over to Roxanne, if you're willing, just to discuss more of the administrative side of things in terms of homework and the new MCBS virtual events offerings.
So, hey everyone, sorry about having to jump off. I'm sure you saw me choke on my headphones as I heard the splash in the pool. But he knows how to swim. He was fully clothed, so I knew it was an accident. So I just had to get out there fast. So tonight our SMART goals are due. And please keep in mind that your SMART goals are there for you to, again, kind of learn something new, perhaps work on something that you've already been exposed to but would like to know a little bit more information about. But whatever you choose for your SMART goals, please be very clear, specific, provide those quantitative measurements so that you can help it helps you understand where you're going and what that level of success will be by the end of week 4. And keep in mind that it is only a very short turnaround. It's these goals are some type of success should be there by the end of week 4. So if you do have a long-term goal, you can chunk it up, you can segment it, and and then just work on a small piece of it during this time. So I do want to pull up my calendar because there's a lot of really awesome and events that are coming up. And in everybody's, they should be, the virtual calendar should be posted in the announcements section of all of the courses. So you will be able to see them. But, today, for example, at 3:30, we have a well-being, bring your positivity to session. And then, so we do have quite a few different sessions. Tomorrow, we have 2 sessions with, a mentor meeting with Tom LaCroix. Some of you may have already met him, as well as talk about it Thursday at 4:30 with Antonio, who's an alumni. So I forget what Antonio's last name is.
Vincent.
Vincent, yes. Such an easy last name. I don't know how I could forget that. So please take a look at this, at the spreadsheet that's posted in announcements, and go through and join some of these meetings. These are great ways to kind of stay connected, learn something, reflect, get into your feelings, build something, to be a part of something. So please, I hope you do plan on attending some of these meetings. I don't think I missed anything, but Renee, I'm going to turn it over to you to see if you'd like to add anything.
I think you got everything. I'm kind of looking forward. I'm seeing some of the goals coming in. So it's a different, it feels different, the way that you're able to set goals for this month. So I'm just curious to see what everybody does and to hear about how you guys use this month. So I just encourage you again, just to be real specific. I think it was Megna was talking about the writing her book, and I would just, her feedback was just to really very, very specific about how far you intend to get, set challenges that will challenge you, but that you can also achieve within this time. So don't overstate your goals, knowing that even though you do have a little bit of time on your hands, this is a very unusual time. So sometimes there are other responsibilities and things that come up that make it harder to get some work done. But hopefully for a lot of you guys, it is an opportunity to really just lean into your creative things. And I know Mike, maybe we can get him as a guest, Emily,
Mike
to talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe to talk about some of the stuff he's been doing. We can chat with him, but he's got a pretty cool initiative he's doing with Special Olympics. So
yeah, maybe I think that he said that's formalizing more this week. Maybe we can get him in next week once there are more details available.
Yeah, I'd love for everybody to see what he's cooking up. He's got a pretty cool project going on about just kind of recharging creatively during this time. So.
Just a couple of other things, logistics wise. Obviously, Friday Blend isn't really a thing this month, given that we're all in this virtual space. The MCBS virtual event offerings, so all of the things that we're doing there are to replace that and to give us an alternative way to stay connected to the community and to plug in, to be engaged, to have additional contact and learning opportunities. But to be clear, there is no requirement that you guys attend, no grade will be given, no attendance will be taken in that space. This is all purely as an opt-in for you during this time. I want to make that clear as far as what the requirement is. The encouragement, on the other hand, is to stay present and to stay connected to what we're doing as a program, in the ways that we are trying to support each other during this very weird reality that we're all hanging out in. So whether it's what we're doing as a faculty through the virtual events calendar, which you should see on Facebook. You can find it on the wearemcbs.com site, and you can find it in all of your courses somewhere in FSO. So there, you can take a look at what's coming up this entire month. There's all kinds of cool stuff, but also, the creative quarantine folks have a lot going on in the Discord, which is just a bit more informal, fun, social type stuff. If you're missing all of your campus buddies and some new online friends who are coming to hang out in these spaces. And if there's something that you need that we haven't provided a resource for yet, please reach out to us, because we're trying to do everything we can to keep it connected during this time, keep us talking to each other, keep our faces familiar, and support each other as best we can right now. Seemed like there was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, and that is, today is Wednesday, and normally Friday Blend would be when I would say, see you guys Friday at Friday Blend, but that's not the case for all the reasons that I just talked about. So we will meet again as a class next Monday. And so just to kind of put this in perspective, this will fast forward our next gathering to week 2. You very necessarily need to touch base with your groups between now and then. So there's a good 5 days between today and Monday where some meaningful progress needs to be made. And so I do want to just turn the mic back over to any project manager who needs to give a verbal, call to action or instruction about where and how to connect with those group meetings next. So Kevin, like if you want to say, hey, my team's meeting at this time, or Jamel, whoever wants to, just shout it out, please feel free to do so now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna text in my group chat, just like the meeting times and when
Okay.
we're expected to meet. But
Okay.
other than that, I think I have everyone's number. If someone is in the group and is not in the group chat, feel free to send me a text message. I can put my number in the group or on the document as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Colton.
Yeah, that was Colton, just to make sure. Yeah, guys, just chime in and say who you are, just because a lot of people don't have your image up and they might be listening over the phone. And we know your voice mostly, but a lot of the newer students may not recognize you just in a group chat like this. So just hop in and say what your name is when you're speaking.
All right.
I'm Jamel.
Hey, all right, it's Lindsay.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead, Jamel.
Well, hey, it's Lindsay. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I only have like 2 people's numbers besides Greg. So there's 3 people's numbers who I need: Monique, Ashley, and Wolf. So I put my number in the chat. I can do it again. And it's also on the Google Doc. So I just need you guys' numbers because we're a small little group. So I need all of you guys in there, and then we'll have like a video call today at some point. So just text me, please. Thanks.
Cool.
Jamel chiming in. My group, we met yesterday, and our next meetup is going to be Friday. So for the new people that are in my group, Alexis and Stray, Stray, I will get with you right after this, because I know your connection and stuff is bad and you're out of the country. Alexis, just shoot me your number, or like social media wise, you can hit me up. But yeah, let's get in contact so that way this can go fluidly. other than that, yeah, that's it for me. My group meets again Friday.
Cool.
And then for my group, this is Kevin speaking. I'd like to just meet right after this real quick again, like last time, go over some details, and then we'll discuss the plan moving forward there. So that's it for me.
Love that smooth audio, Kevin. Like every time you hop on the mic, I'm like, feel like I'm listening to a podcast with Kevin Roberts.
A jazz singer. So
Yeah.
I'm speaking on behalf of Shika. She said that she will be reaching out to Jamal and Kalia, so that and touching base. So, and I know she has your phone number. So I just wanted to let you know that she did text saying that she will be reaching out to you.
All right. So at this point, that concludes the organized, facilitated part of class today. Just want to open up the chat area to any questions that you guys have about like what is happening. Like if everybody understands what they need to do moving forward, both with their homework and assignments, if they feel solid about where they are in their groups. But now is the time to ask questions while we've got everybody in the room. So I'm just gonna see if anything pops up here.
Oh, one final question. Is everybody in my group in the WhatsApp? If you can just shout it or just put it in the chat, that would also really help.
All right. It looks like everybody is.
Yeah, I'm liking that Kevin is no longer Kevin from film. I think he's finally MCBS. We haven't heard Kevin from film in a while, so
yeah.
Welcome.
My thing is it's 2020, new year, new me.
That's right. There you go.
You know,
yeah.
so.
New year, new all of us, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. It's definitely been a weird year so far for sure. So
all right, then, you guys. So it looks as if that concludes our meetup for today, our little Port Blend huddle. I'll process this archive and get it out to the faculty and posted in the Facebook group. If you know anybody who's in this class who is missing this information, please kind of help, please kind of help keep folks connected, right? Like if you have a friend in your cohort who has kind of dropped off the map, reach out to them and see if they might need something. Maybe it's just a hello. Maybe it's just, someone to check in on them. So I would request that you guys help us out in that capacity. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you and chatting with you online between now and Monday, but see you back in this room on Monday, week 2, for our next Portfolio Blend Huddle. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye.